They said he hopes the judicial system in Egypt will be fair in dealing with the former Egyptian leader Mohamed Morsi. Morsi has been sentenced to death for allegedly being behind the prison escape in Egypt during the nation's uprising in 2011.
We need to find a way to reconciliation. I hope, of course, that any judicial process will be independent, will be impartial, and security approaches usually is not the way. You need to understand the reason behind why people are polarized. I would like to see, it's not a question of just one individual, it's a global. How do we make sure that a society is not polarized? Because everybody loses when a society is polarized, as we have seen here, as we have seen everywhere. When a society is polarized, everybody loses, and that's not the way.
Meanwhile, on Burundi, this is what Dr. ElBaradei had to say.
When a country is going turning into a police state, is turning into an oppressive regime, what do you do? And this is just not an African issue; it's a global issue. For example, the international community illegally, actually, it's not the international community. The U.S. went illegally into Iraq. Would that's the right decision, for example, and went there on the wrong reasons and the false pretension. But look at Iraq today, and you ask yourself, military intervention is the right way, or do you leave these horrible dictators until they hopefully move away, or until people try to fix a situation? But obviously, between military intervention, there are a lot of other measures you can take. When somebody stays in power for 30 years, and we have a lot of them in Africa.
The United Nations has also spoken out against the recent crisis in Burundi, while the African Union has raised concern about a decision to go ahead with elections next month, even though the situation is not conducive for free and fair elections.
Etoll's energy